Hello YouTube, this is a video I'm making out of pure disappointment on my P14S Gen 2. If you see the list of computers here, they're all impacted by the TrackPoint issue, which I'll talk about in a second. This is by and large a huge defect that Lenovo has refused to fix since January. This has been reported in the community forums, and I'll talk about the community discussion that's been happening since January 2021. Customers and users and owners of machines across the Lenovo lineup. These are brand new machines, including the one I have, P14S Gen 2, the P15, the T15, the T14, the P17. All of these machines are impacted. This is not a comprehensive list. There's more people coming into the forums consistently with new models that are impacted by this particular problem. The problem, in a nutshell, is the red button, aka the TrackPoint, and the mouse buttons, the three mouse buttons associated with the TrackPoint, will randomly stop working. And when I mean randomly, it'll be, you can be using the computer, going about your business, randomly it'll just stop working. The only way to get the functionality back is to completely turn off the machine, lose all your work, restart your machine so you could use your mouse. Completely unacceptable for a very high-end business class machine that you're spending, you know, $1,400 plus, right? These machines go, there's some of them at $2,000, $3,000. It can go up, and if you're buying a fleet of these for your organization, all of your users will become really frustrated if they know how to use this and if they're a user of this or any of these buttons. Be aware this problem exists. There's many people that have been impacted by this. I'm certainly impacted by this. This is my second P14S Gen 2. Since I made my original video, this is my second one, because the first one had this problem. I was like, all right, there might be a hardware defect. Let me swap it out. Others in the community forums have done the same thing. This still has the same defect, right? It's not a hardware bug. It's a software/firmware bug. And there's a community developed solution for it. If you go to broken-trackpoint.com, there's somebody in the community that created a solution, a very quick fix to this particular bug. Unfortunately, that's not a sticky solution in the sense of, you can install that in you know, a few minutes to a few hours. It could break down. You have to run it again. So because the manufacturer refuses to fix this core problem that exists with not just this computer, this is a whole suite of machines that are impacted by this. The TrackPoint issue will reemerge, and people in the forums, when they discover the community sorted solution, they'll install the fix and they'll get it working. But again, this is a temporary solution as opposed to a permanent fix because it's not coming from the manufacturer. Other than this, there are some other minor issues I've been having, and I'll talk about this really quickly, which is, you know, this laptop has no dedicated number pad. And so what I typically do, because I'm in my home setup, I've got multiple monitors, I've got an external keyboard and mouse, I will try to use my number pad on my keyboard because I prefer using that when I have access to it. Unfortunately, what I've discovered is the number lock and the number pad functionality is not set up to be used or recognized by default. So the only way to turn this on, it took me some time to figure this out, you got to go to the on-screen keyboard, you have to go to options, and then you have to go to enable number lock here, turn on numerical number pad, turn this on, and then you got to click this button for the computer to start taking inputs from a number pad if you have it on your external machine. Now, the worst part about this, it turns off by default, right? You can put your computer to sleep and turn it back on, and you have to do this whole thing again because the number pad will stop working. So say you have, you know, a password that you might have a number on there, it's just not going to work, right? You have to go to the on-screen keyboard, do all this extra stuff. Super frustrating. I don't know why Lenovo disables this by default, because there's really no downside to enabling number pad input when you have an external keyboard giving you that input to that machine. It's just really stupid. Now, it could be that because I've only used a computer in the last 6 years or so, the ThinkPad, that had an external number pad, I didn't get exposed to this. That's certainly possible. It just seems like it's a stupid decision for the manufacturer. Now, again, minor inconvenience compared to using a laptop and your mouse simply just stops working. Right? Again, if you don't know what this is, you don't use this, it doesn't matter. Go watch my video again on my prior videos on this versus other models, and I talk about it. I prefer the keyboard over the X1. However, the lack of the TrackPoint functionality is so bad that honestly, at this point, I would consider the X1 over this primarily and purely because of the TrackPoint issue. Because I want to use this all the time. I don't like using the number pad, the trackpad. I prefer using the TrackPoint, which is the reason why, one of the few reasons why you get the ThinkPad machines and pay a lot of money for it. Is for this particular functionality, which when it gets disabled randomly throughout the workday, many times in a day, and there's no manufacturer response to this particular problem, it's super frustrating. There's also other minor issues in the sense of battery life. If you're looking for this particular laptop, as someone that's used this now for going on 2 months, off and on because of this, and my replacement, I've lost trust in this laptop. I spent a lot of hours setting it up usually, and it's just really hard to do when the defect keeps emerging. The battery life is not the best. I scaled down my resolution to 1080 to get better battery life. The screen is certainly brighter on the 4K display, and I talked about that in the prior video. However, you're not going to be able to see anything if you leave it in 4K, right? By default, the resolution is being upscaled to 250%. If you see the scale-in layout, usually when you go to any of these laptops with a high-end display, despite it being, say, a 14-inch setup, you're getting it scaled up. So it's in the reality, it's only like you're getting 1080 resolution. And I just scale it down just for better battery life. 5.5 or so hours of battery life on average. It's okay. It's better than a very old machine that's kind of broken down now. But I've also experienced a minor issue, and I don't know if this is just a Intel low-end graphics problem, low-end or Ultrabook rated CPU problem, like things kind of slowing down randomly. It happened once or a few times. It's just something I'm disclosing. Again, the biggest issue I wanted to let you know as a viewer and somebody that's in the market for this, any of these laptops are going to be impacted by, which is the TrackPoint issue. So because there's so many issues across the lineup of ThinkPad products, I'm kind of having to wait till a full refresh happens, hopefully, 2022, I'm sorry, when there's new Intel chips coming out. Hopefully the manufacturer sorts this out because of how widespread this is and Lenovo doesn't seem to give a damn. I'm just not going to give them any more money. I'm going to try to continue using my P50 here for, hopefully 6-7 more months at least until I can get a newer version, a Gen 3 maybe, that will fix this problem. If it doesn't, I've completely lost respect for Lenovo for one. And I'm already losing respect for Lenovo because they refuse to fix it despite all of these models being impacted. I just really hope they'll be able to get on top of their game again. And hopefully business users, if you own an enterprise, you will tell them, hey, fix this crap. And maybe that will change their mind on fixing this problem, because all of these machines deployed inside of enterprise and other models that's not represented here will start having the problem for your end users, right? And as far as they're concerned, they have to turn off the machine, turn it back on, and lost productivity, lost hours of work, etc. So thanks for watching. I hope this is helpful. I'm very disappointed with this need to send this machine back, because other than this, lightweightness, keyboard, everything else was good. Brightness of the screen, all those things stand. This is just unacceptable for me. So thanks for watching. I hope you found this helpful.